Hello guys, in this video I want to show you a cool gimbal that I got to use on the last film project that I shot. So this is the CAME-TV Optimus, and it's very similar. I would almost say it's like the next generation that came out from CAME-TV, which is a successor to the CAME-TV Single, which if you've watched my videos before, then you'll probably know that it was for the longest time my favorite 3-axis gimbal. In a way it still is, but now, you know, I've had a chance to use this over the last 3 or 4 months now. So I've been using this, and actually while I was on NAB this year, I also got a sort of a quick preview of the next generation that they're gonna have coming up, which is gonna come out, I guess, after this. And I think it's sort of an update to this, or although it is a little bit bigger, it's the CAME-TV Profit gimbal. But anyways, I'll do another video about that one. That one is going to be a lot more money. I think almost double the price. So if you're looking for an affordable but really good, reliable 3-axis gimbal, then I think this is the one you might want to look at. So here, let me just open it and show you guys kind of what you get. By the way, you get the whole case. So the gimbal comes with it. So, you know, it's good when you're traveling. You open it up, you get your usual manuals, all that stuff, who needs it. And anyways, as you can see, you get all this stuff in here. And what's cool about it is that it's, like I said, it's a nice protective case that it comes included already. And what I mean by that is that the foam itself is very, like, it's a high density foam that is going to really protect your gimbal. So anyways, let me take the pieces out and kind of show you guys in real time how you would set it up, how long it takes to set up, all that stuff. Because I have a camera that I haven't actually used it yet with this gimbal that I'm just gonna kind of balance with you guys. So if you've never used the 3-axis gimbal, then I'll just let you know that you do have to balance the cameras. It's not like you can get smooth shots right out of the box. You do have to kind of spend a little bit of time, put the camera under, and make sure that it's balanced as well as you can. Now this gimbal actually is fairly good in terms of like its motors. It has motors with encoders in it, which means it doesn't use up as much power. So if you do have a badly balanced camera, it will still work and the battery won't die on you right away. Many other gimbals, if you had a camera that was off balance, it would basically make the motors work so hard that it would just kill the battery in a matter of minutes. So this is the main piece. This is where the actual camera is going to go. And here's the handle. And this is kind of what you're going to use to control the gimbal. Comes with batteries. So you kind of, these are smart batteries. So they'll actually show you, they have a little gauge. And they show you basically how much juice you have left in each one just by tapping it. There's 2 of these, so that's nice. Comes also with the charger for the batteries. This is the base plate for the camera. It actually comes with other like accessories, which as you can see, I haven't even used them. I didn't really need to. There's accessories so you can like attach the camera. Let's say if it's a camera kind of still wobbles or is maybe bigger, you can attach the camera using the cold shoe mount or hot shoe mount on the top of your camera and kind of grab it that way. Also it comes with a remote. So here's the remote for the gimbal. And the camera that I'm going to balance today is the Panasonic G85. And this gimbal is kind of meant for these kind of cameras, and I would say, you know, maybe a little bit larger, like the GH5 will work with it. Or like, you know, anything under that weight. So it's obviously not going to take like a full-size cinema camera, but something smaller like this. You know, Sony A7S II even will work. Sony, you know, A6300, 6500, those types of cameras will all work on it. Now, obviously, you have to be aware of the lens. If you throw on a huge lens, like a big cinema lens that weighs, you know, a lot, then it's going to basically not be possible for the motors to cope with that weight. So if you want to actually check all the specifications, well, basically what's the maximum weight, all that stuff, as always, check my website for more info. Anyways, one little tip I'll give you is, when you're going to be balancing your camera, you kind of want to have your camera already in the configuration that you plan to be using it with it. So obviously the lens, but also make sure you have your memory card in there, the batteries, all that stuff. Because if you balance the camera and then suddenly you're like, oh wow, I forgot to put my batteries and then my card and, you know, whatever, let's say a microphone or something on there, then obviously that will throw the, you know, your balance completely off. So you have to have all those things on there. And we'll just attach the base plate. Now here, to use the gimbal, you kind of want to basically attach it to the handle, and you kind of do it by just putting it in here, and then you align the lines here, and then you just rotate this ring to lock it in place. Always make sure you did lock it, but once you've locked it and you're good, and you can put the camera under. So to attach the camera, you just slide it into the base here of the gimbal, the cradle. So and you'll hear it sort of click. That means that it's in there, and it's, as you can see, camera can still move around, so you can balance it, but it will not fall out on you, because basically it gets there's a little locking mechanism that stops it from falling. I'm gonna set the camera here, the focal length, because on this lens, if I adjust, see the focal length, it actually zooms in and like extends the lens. So you also want to keep that in mind. Like, let's say if you're planning to use it at a certain focal length, adjust it to that, and then actually balance with that. I'm gonna adjust it with the lens completely in. And the first usually axis that I do is the tilt axis, so this one. So I kind of hold all the other axes down, make sure the gimbal doesn't move in other ways, and I just kind of balance the camera until it doesn't go basically left or back and forth. I kind of lock it in there. That's more or less good. Now I can see it's bottom heavy. What I mean by that is that if let's say if I keep the camera like this, you'll notice the bottom always wants to go there. Let's say if I let go of it and it went like this, obviously then that means that it's top heavy. So to adjust that, you now want to kind of adjust the height up here on these rails. So you can just loosen this. This is kind of a locking mechanism. And what I like about this gimbal and all of the CAME-TV gimbals is that they're all properly marked, so you can kind of remember your positions. But also they're easy to adjust, because like, let's say you have this kind of a locking mechanism, but you loosen this, and even with that loose, it's not like the whole camera basically cradle is gonna freely move up and down. You still have this kind of a screw here that you're using to move this up and down, so it's very secure. You can kind of let go of it and test it out this way quickly. So I'm just gonna test it out and move up till basically, as you can see, I want it to be able to stay level like this. So there it's pretty good. Yeah, so now it's no longer top or bottom heavy, so I can lock that. Now once you have that axis balanced, the next thing you want to do is balance the roll axis, so this one. So I'm going to look at it, it's tilting to the right, so all I have to do is here loosen this screw on the bottom, and that allows me to move the camera left and right. So I'm just going to, in this case, move it to the left until the camera is, basically find a place till it's not tilting. See, now I moved it too much to the left, so it's tilting there. And you just slowly make these adjustments, and somewhere there, I think. All right, there. And you kind of want the camera to be so that, like, if you leave it, you kind of want it to be able to just stay there. So now I'm noticing that I should still, and this is normal. Once you adjust one, you might have to kind of readjust the other position. So my overall position here on the cradle, I gotta move the camera a bit further back, because now it seems like the lens is a little bit on the heavier side. So I'll loosen this, and somewhere there, let's try that. No, move it back towards the front. Somewhere there, and I would even say in this case I'm going to loosen it and bring it down a little to make it a little bit more bottom heavy. Oh, no, it's too much. And there we have it. You can see I can let go of it in different positions, and it doesn't twist on the roll, doesn't twist on the pen axis. So there it's balanced. And then the last axis is this one, which is the yaw, or basically the panning left and right. So this is kind of basically where the camera is going to be panning left and right. And it's not as crucial to have this perfectly balanced, but obviously the better you do it, then the less the batteries are going to or the longer the batteries will last, because the less the motors will have to kind of provide juice to kind of counter if it's badly balanced. So the way you want to balance that is you kind of put the camera like this, and you just tilt the whole gimbal basically to one side, left or right. And now I'm seeing that the battery here, and you want to make sure that you're doing this with the battery here on the back, that the battery is basically heavy. So this side, the back of it is heavy, so meaning I have to move the whole thing in this direction, more forward. So loosen this again, and it's nice, like I said, you loosen this screw, but you actually adjust the position by moving this back and forth. So somewhere there, I moved it forward, and then again, I'm just gonna go to the left or right. And as you can see now, the battery doesn't go, and also the front. If the camera now tilted to the bottom, that means that I went too far to the front. So now with this, yeah, it's pretty good. So there I can lock it. So I don't know how long this took. You guys can count it, but that's pretty much it. That's you know how you know you have the camera perfectly balanced, and now I can turn on the gimbal. To turn on the gimbal, you hold the battery, you press it once, see the lights turn on, and then you click it and hold it again till you hear it beep. And you let go of it, let it kind of find its neutral position, and there you have it, a perfectly stabilized camera. And you know what I love about this gimbal is that it's small, it's light, so it doesn't mean that it's you know, it's not a hassle walking around with this for a long time. Especially when you have a small camera like this. You know, it's also small when you're just traveling, so you can actually take it with you if you're, you know, even if you're just traveling for home videos. And that's the cool thing about it. So, you know, if you want to be using this for just like I said, you're traveling, home video vacations, that kind of stuff, or let's say if you're a professional videographer for weddings, then this is good too, because you can be more discreet. You don't have to be running around the church with this big crazy rig. And this thing will still allow you to get these really nice professional shots. Yeah, so it's a nice gimbal. I actually, like I said, used it on a film that I shot, and it was good because we were using the Panasonic GH4 on there, and you know, for that kind of size camera, it fit in perfectly. It allowed me to quickly kind of swap the camera from my tripod, my big heavy rig, to this thing. Pretty much we only had, I think, 2 shots that we got, as far as I remember. There were these long takes, like this whole scene basically. It was shot on a gimbal. It was 2 takes, or 2 angles, multiple takes. And like I said, I was able to run around with this without getting tired, so that's a nice thing. And the battery lasted for a while. I mean, I don't know exactly how long these batteries last, because I haven't actually drained them, you know, during all of my usage so far. I haven't actually managed to use up the batteries all the way to the end. So I think it's a testament to just the fact that how good these motors with the encoders are. And actually another thing about the encoders that I like is the fact that it remembers its position, so kind of relative to the whole frame. What I mean by that is, if I, for example, tilt the camera and just kind of hold it, and let's say I want this to be my starting or neutral position, you know, let's say if you want to get a Dutch angle like this, then you can see it's easy to do that. Or let's say if I want it to be level here, but maybe, I don't know, maybe have the camera kind of tilted up. Then again, I can do that and hold it there. And then you can still control the camera by using the joystick. So you have this little joystick here on the front. You can tilt, you know, the camera, pan it left and right, all that stuff. And if you want, of course, you can put this, for example, on a tripod. It has a 1/4-inch screw up here, and you can use the remote control, so you can remotely actually control this, so you can have kind of a remote pan and tilt head. So yeah, cool gimbal, gets you smooth shots. It's affordable, and it's just easy to use. So if you guys are looking for something to kind of help you stabilize your shots, then you should probably look into CAME-TV Optimus. And again, I'm going to provide the links for this, where you can get it, and all the detailed specs and everything on my website. So go check that out. And while you're there, subscribe to my newsletter so you don't miss out on any other camera tests that I'm doing, any updates, tutorials, or, you know, new gear reviews. Anyways, my name again is Antos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.